St. Matthew 14, verse 22 to 33. Hallelujah. Come on, Minister Rita, read this for me this morning. Matthew 14, verse 22 to 33. The word of the Lord this morning. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. The Lord is my life. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Matthew 14, 22 to 33. Come on up, minister.
Yes, sir.
Young minister. Thank God for him. His pastor, he'll be preaching this youth Sunday morning if his pastor said it's okay. And we have our afternoon speaker, Matthew 14, 22.
Yes, Lord.
You can preach too.
Amen.
Matthew 14, 22 to 33. And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side while he sent the multitudes away. And when he sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went into them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It is a spirit." And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spoke unto them, saying, "Be of good cheer. It is as he, be not afraid."
Yes.
And Peter answered him and said, "Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water." And he said, "Come." And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind blistering, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, "O thine of little faith, wherefore this through doubt?" And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased.
Yes.
Then they were in the ship, came to worship him. And then when they were in the ship, they came and worshipped him, saying, "Oh, of a truth, thou art the Son of God."
Yes.
And the word of the Lord is blessed.
Amen. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Amen. Sound like he want to preach it, but I just want him to read it. That's all. Just want you to read it this time. Next time. I'm ready with the preaching voice. Yes, sir. And the Lord gave me the word about there being more during the Jesus Increase 2 conference. Our God is a God of movement and creation. He's not a God who falls asleep, nor takes naps or breaks. Psalms 121 verse 4 says, "Behold, he that keeps Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep." That means he doesn't nap or doze off. He's always on point, on call. Well, verses 6 and 7 of the same psalm says, the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. He shall preserve thy soul, even forevermore. I'm glad we have an all-time, all-around, ever-present God. Yes, yes, yes. I'm glad we have that kind of God. He's my light and my salvation. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Psalms 21, 24 and 1. And everything belongs to God. Since God is and God has everything, we got to know his voice and know when he beckons us to come to him. Tell somebody it's time to get out of the boat. Yes, yes, yes. It's time to take a walk. It's time to take a walk on the water looking at Jesus. According to our lesson text in Matthew 14. From verses 13 to 21, we see the miraculous story of Jesus feeding the 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves of barley bread. And after that, in verse 22, he set his disciples up, Prophet Yvonne, for a meeting on the water. He sent them across on the other side by boat while he got rid of the crowd. Then he went alone to pray. Help me say alone. Sometimes you and I need PPT. Not Peace and Temple. Y'all know what PPT is? PT, they call this Peter's Temple. What do you say, mother? Y'all great. Personal prayer time. There you go. That's what I wrote it as. Personal prayer time. PPT. Not just when we come here at the altar, because sometimes we looking around then. Distracted then. Come late then. So you can't really get into good prayer if you're not focused. If you get distracted, the word of the Lord came in prophecy on Wednesday night through prayer. That let's get rid of the distractions. Block distractions. I'm not talking about children, because children are children. You can allow them to distract you, but they have to be attended to. But distractions are stuff that you don't have to do right now. Somebody texting you, somebody calling you on the phone, and you checking. What are you checking for? If it ain't Jesus, they say don't answer. It's an emergency. Well, what did we do before we had cell phones? When they had a church phone and you had to call a church phone, you still got to call 911 if you got to do something. We in the church, it's kind of hard to do something from here, but pray. And then sometimes we look, it's just in case it's an emergency, and we end up talking about, I'll meet you downtown by 2:30. I should be out. That's distractions. That's nothing to do with church, what worship is going on right now. I'm in church. You're not here, so I'll talk to you later, but don't even answer them. Distractions. I got an itch. Then I gotta go to the bathroom, put lotion on. I gotta go to the water fountain. I gotta go outside and because this itch just bothers me. And that's 20 minutes left later. You come back in the house of God. Hallelujah, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I went outside because I had an itch. It's little stuff, but distractions. You just can't. Hallelujah, glory, glory. I give you praise. Hallelujah, give you glory. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, glory. You don't even know I'm scratching my itch, but I'm praising my God. Distractions that take you out of the presence of God. You see somebody doing something, you start laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing, and then going on, getting up. Now you can look and smile, but just keep on worshiping, keep on praising God. He went alone to pray. We need personal prayer time. Alone by themselves, they were on the boat, but the boat was taking a beating. Jesus sent them, and this is verse 24, and they were still taking hits. Jesus sent them on the boat to go on the other side, and the boat started getting, they're crashing, the waves and winds was hitting the boat. What do you do when the God sends you somewhere and the attack comes?
My God.
The waves and the wind, the ups and the downs of life. Waves take you up and down. Winds take you side to side. Help me say, just under attack. But verse 25, it got dark. Fear increases when it gets dark. Nervousness intensifies at nighttime. Pain seemed to get worse when it gets dark outside. Help me say, it got dark. But when it got dark, Jesus didn't leave them by themselves. He sent them over there a while ago. But now it's dark. Where is he? He came walking on the water. He came walking on the stuff that they were scared of. He walked on the winds and the waves that were crashing against the boat. He walked through the wind that was thrashing them around. He walked right on through it. He is God. He's my light and my salvation. He'll show me and bring me out. Somebody praise him. Hallelujah. The master of the sea came walking on the water. The boat was taking a beating, but he was walking on that was beating the boat. He'll show up, y'all, in the midst of your storm. He'll show up in your darkness. He's my light. He'll show up when you're hurting. He'll show up when things are threatening you, bothering you. Oh, yes, he will. The Lord is my light. Song blessed me this morning. He's my light. It got dark. Teacher got scary. It's getting bigger instead of getting smaller. Something's wrong, but it's got scary. I'm concerned about it. But Jesus came walking on the water. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they got trouble. Saying it's a ghost. They didn't even know it was their Savior walking on the water. The storm was so threatening and so bad, they didn't recognize Jesus. You got to recognize Jesus in the storm. You got to recognize Jesus even when the winds are crashing. You can't forget. You can't fall apart because you're going through. Look to Jesus. Even through the darkness, they had to look through the clouds and the wind and the waves. He must be a ghost. Oh, we're going to die. We're crashing. He sent us out here. What are we going to do now? But it's time sometimes to get out the boat. Even through your pain, they thought it was a ghost. But he said, it's I. And I'm glad, like the hymn said, blessed quietness. Blessed holy quietness. Even on the stormy seas, he He speaks peace to me. He spoke in their darkness. He spoke in the midst of their pain. He spoke through their storms. Say, it is I. Don't be afraid. The Lord is my light. Yeah. I am your light. I am your salvation. Chill out. Chill out. I'm here. He spoke in the darkness. He spoke. Minister Knight, he'll speak in your darkness. Tell somebody he'll speak in your darkness. He'll speak in your darkness. He'll speak through your storm. Thank you, thank you. Blessed assurance. Jesus is mine. He spoke when it got dark. Oh, he spoke peace. Don't worry, it's me. It is me. When you can't see clearly, it is me. Even though the waves and winds are crashing, it is me. Relax, I got you. Help me say it's time to get out the boat. Then bold, verse 28, bold apostolic Peter. Why I call him apostolic? Because he was first in his time. First to speak up. First to move out. First to give order and to step out. So they may want to tease Brother Chief, calling him Peter because Peter was a mouth that had a quick mouth. And Peter cussed when he got scared and nervous. But if that's the case, a whole lot of y'all could be called Peter. They want to keep calling you Peter because out of my sons, he was a more quicker mouth and smart mouth. But y'all don't know CJ's mouth neither. Right. He's more calm and quiet. You don't hear him, but he got a smart mouth like Barbara Johnson. And sometimes I tell him, don't go there like Barbara Johnson. And you know what I'm talking about. Don't go there. Yeah, because when it's in you, it might come out. You get it stirred up. So a whole lot of us got some Peter in us. A whole lot of us running instead of going to Jesus. We're running when the storms are raging. When he's about to get crucified, not me. I love him, but I don't love him that far. So a whole lot of us, but Peter was apostolic. He stepped out. He said, Lord, if it's you, then bid me to come. Yeah, y'all think he's brash, but no, he was bold. He was assured, listen, if that's really God, if he's on the water, I want to be on the water. I was writing this and I thought about Matt and Papa. I said, if Papa's doing it, he want to do it. He see me on the ladder, he gets behind me trying to get up on the ladder. Because that's what children do, they mark what they see. If you can do it, I can do it too. If you can climb up there, I can climb up there too. Children don't know that sometimes they can't do it, but they'll try to do it. Because if you're there, I want to be there. Why? You got to be careful how you tell them no to stuff you're doing. Because they don't understand why you tell me no and you're doing it. You a child, stay in a child's place. Sometimes you got to explain because they're so wise, they're watching what you do. Whatever Papa does, I want to do. So whatever Jesus is doing, I want to do. Oh, that we had that kind of faith, trust, and love. Lord, if you're out there, I want to be out there too. I want to walk on the water too. In other words, like the song I said, Lord, whatever you're doing in this season, don't do it without me. Don't do it without me. It's time for me to walk on the water also. Somebody say, let's walk on the water. Come on. Jesus said, come. Yeah, come. Move toward me. Come. Move in this direction. Come. Follow me. Come. Approach me, says Jesus Christ. Reach in this direction. Help me say, come. It's a verb. It's an action word. You got to move out from where you are. Help me say, come on. Moses said, Lord, if your presence does not go with us, don't take me out of here. I don't want to go where his presence is not. But if his presence is there, I want to go. It's scary, but I want to go. It's a new territory, Teacher Thomas, but I want to get there. Because Jesus is there. I just want to be where you are and dwelling in your presence every day. Help me say, I want to be where Jesus is. The Lord, don't leave me without your presence. Don't leave me without your glory. Say, I don't want to go anywhere without you. There is no way, the song said, I can live without you. I've tried over and over, but there is no other way I can live without you. But if you say, come, I'm jumping out the boat. Has anybody hear God in the spirit today? Say, come. Get out of your comfort zone. Come. Step out by faith. Come. Move in the things of God. Help me say, come. Jesus said, come. Follow me out through the storm. Follow me through the tears. Follow me through the rain. Follow me, walk Coming up, my sister-in-law, remember that song, Peter? Oh, Peter, walk out on the water. Peter, don't you be afraid, no, because the Lord is my light. And my salvation. Can you follow him even in the dark? Can you follow him even in the storm? Can you follow him when you can't see where you're going? I heard his voice that come. So I'm going to go where he says. I'm stepping out by faith. Help me say, come. Come out wherever you are. Come out, come on, say come out. Come out, come out. Do a new thing, come out. Step out by faith. Get out of your house. Get out of your bed. Get off your face, on your sleeping face, and get on your face before God. Help me say, come on out. Step out by faith. If you believe me, if you want me, I have the whole world in my hand. I told you I'm not asleep. I have the whole world. Help me say, take a walk. Rivers of life. New rivers of life. It's time to get out the boat. There's so much more out of the boat. The Holy Ghost speaking with tongues is outside the boat. Outside your usual thing. Outside of your comfort zone. Help me say it's time to get out the boat. The Holy Ghost is waiting for somebody. Outside of the boat. Your healing is waiting for you. Outside of the boat. But you gotta step out to Jesus. Peter stepped out the boat looking at Jesus. He stepped out the boat following his master's voice. Let me say, I'm gonna follow you. Lift your hands and say, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I will follow you. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes. Yes. I feel a yes in my spirit. I'm getting a yes over my side. Yes. I dare you to jump and just shout yes. Jump on your feet, shout yes. Come on, jump, jump. Tell me how they jump. Jump. Yes, Lord. Leap. Leap into quantum. I heard the wave of the promise say, quantum leap. Quantum leap. Step out of your normal place. Step out of your usual place. Sometime even in church, just change your seat. Sit on the front row. Begin to praise him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Step out. Yes. 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 It's time. Step out the boat. You want to speak in tongues? Open your mouth. Step out by faith. Come, Jesus said. Come to my presence. Come to my glory. Hallelujah. If I praise him like this, usually it's my praise. When I say I'm getting out the boat, I'm going to start clapping like Matthew. I'm going to start clapping real hard. I'm going to start waving my hand. Hallelujah. Glory. Glory. Do a new thing. Do a new thing. Get out the boat. Anybody feel like running? Just run. You feel like holler? Just holler. You feel like you feel like praising? Just praise him. Your healing, your deliverance is waiting for you outside the boat. I just feel a praise break. It just broke out in my spirit. Woo! Step out. Jesus said, come. It's time to step out the boat. There's more waiting for us outside the boat. There's more souls to be saved. There's more bodies to be healed. Yes, Lord. Now, unto him, who's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all. Looking, Hebrews 12 said, unto Jesus. Walk on the water. Do a new thing. Because Jesus said so. Walk.